Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Akeen and welcome to today's vlog. Continuing with more scout reports on players headed towards the 2014 NFL Draft. Today, I need to talk about corner Stanley Jean-Baptiste, the cornerback coming out of Nebraska. Now, I think this player shows a little bit of potential due to his look, but I'm a little bit skeptical of what he will do in the National Football League at the next level, especially when we need to talk about his size. Before I get to that, let's talk a little bit about him. He's actually representing Miami, Florida, and he's actually a ex-wide receiver who converted to the cornerback position. In his first year of college, he was actually at Fort Scott Community College just to work up his grades before he ended up going to Nebraska. He redshirted in 2009, but then he finally started to play and converted to the cornerback position in 2012, in which he had 5 starts. And in this past season, he was second team All Big Ten with 12 breakups this past season and 4 interceptions, 134 yards and interception return yards, which is pretty impressive. That shows that he has ball skills. Now let's talk about the strength about his player. Now this kid is the huge player at the cornerback position, 6'3", 218 pounds, and he is that cornerback that you want to face up against the bigger wide receivers like Demaryius Thomas of the Denver Broncos and Megatron Calvin Johnson coming out of Detroit Lions. You want a good big faster type caliber cornerback to go up against these guys, especially to match up with their strengths. But there's a couple of concerns for me. But let's talk about more about his particular strengths. He shows some good, surprising fluidity in his hips. He does pretty well, works well with changing directions, and he also, because of his height, he can have a better look, a better feel of the quarterback to take a look at where his eyes is down the field. He doesn't really have to, he's not one of the shorter type cornerbacks, and when he's at a certain distance, he has a hard time looking at, keeping his eye out at the quarterback. He's the more taller version cornerback, in which he can look up over possibly some offensive line who's more squatted down and in the bended knee position. And also, one thing I do like about him, I mentioned his ball skills. He did display some good ball skills back in 2013, his best year as a senior. He actually progressed throughout his career as a Cornhusker cornerback, and he actually had an outstanding season in 2013. He had 41 tackles with those 12 pass breakups and 4 interceptions. So it does show that he has the ball skills, and he could be a little bit of a ball hawk and attack the football and even cause some pass breakups, which is a good thing, especially for a man of his size. Now, a couple of concerns about me is really overall, because of his size, you would think he would be more of a physical athlete, but he shows this place as he is a weaker athlete, particularly in tackling. He kind of lunges at a lot of players and goes for the legs and ankles and tackling instead of headed for the waist and using his power. He should be a lot stronger than that. And also, he had 13 reps at 225 pounds, especially at 218 pounds at 6'3". You would hope that he would be a little bit stronger than that. Played more like a running back to get at least to the 20 reps range. If he had at least 20 reps, I think his draft stock would rise up a little bit higher. And also, he runs a 4.6 140, which is not bad. You just wish he was just a little bit faster. You want your cornerbacks to be in the 4.4, 4.3 range, possibly at most like a 4.45, but 4.6 is a tad slow. It's faster than me. But it's still, you just wish he was just a little bit faster. And overall, his physicality, you just wish he was just a little bit stronger and playing up to his potential. Now, he could even convert to the safety position, which shows that he might have the versatility to convert at the safety position. Come on, he did. He was a wide receiver before converting to the cornerback position. I think he might be able to convert to the safety position if he just does a better job in being of a more physical athlete. I think he would become a decent center fielder in the defensive side, but he just needs to live up to the potential that some people have about him. But I'm just a little bit skeptical of that. And another thing I do a little bit worried about, he sometimes is he does well in changing directions, but he could also fall for double moves, and he needs to work on his open field tackling, which is key. Like I said, his tackling technique is not well up to par. If he was a better open field tackler, I think a lot of defensive coordinators will probably try to convert him at the safety position. He just needs to be more physical and be a better open field tackler. Those are the two major things that I'm concerned. Now, my grade for this particular player, I think he's going to be a late 3rd round choice, possibly a 4th round choice. This is a little bit of a risky pick for me because of his size. He's not really living up to the potential that you think he should be playing. But I think even though he improved for the past 3 seasons of his college football career, that's the thing that I do like about him. And I think there's still some room for improvement. Just needs to have some good coaches, and for him just to be more tougher on the defensive side. The tough guys are mainly on defensive. That's why, like in games like NFL Blitz, the defensive players, they're killing the offensive players in that particular video game because they're more the athletes, more the powerhouse. They try to do all the big hits. He needs to be more physical and tougher to play on that defensive side. Especially, I have my eyes on him playing more at the safety position, but we will see. But I still have him going in the late 3rd round, in the 4th or the 4th round of this year's draft. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys is tomorrow. I'm going to go on the offensive side to talk about offensive player scout report for another player headed towards this year's draft. So I'll catch you guys then. Thank you for watching today's blog. From Pro Football Exclusive, I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.